The United States sent $3 billion worth of weapons and bulldozers to Israelis in order for them to keep genociding the Palestinian people, keep starving them, and to keep orphaning and imputing children and killing men and women, and detaining the largest number of innocent people, if you want to count those in the Israeli concentration camps or those who were forced and put into Gaza and cannot leave only to meet their creator. If you look into it, Israelis have been dropping tons of bombs on Gaza, and no one has been actually working to stop this other than the normal people, and we, the normal people who owns no actual political power. If you also look at the use of these bulldozers, it's actually taken the remains of homes of the Palestinian people that were airstriked by Israel. So it's mainly stealing the land and also the remains of the homes of the people so they have nowhere to go back. And it's somehow they're trying to make it like the legal theft, the legal stealing. This is what the West is manufacturing. The normalization of stealing the land and stealing everything from a people and normalizing the cultural appropriation. Israelis have been trading with everything that's owned by the Palestinians, whether it is their land, their homes, their culture, the language, their everything. And you have seen even the kufiya, they're trying to find other versions of it to appropriate it to Israelis, which is not weird because Western colonizers have been doing this for years. But what's weird to me is that the Jewish people who are used by the Israel thing and by the settler colony were actually Western Europeans, Western people who were abused by other Westerns and who were holocausted by other Westerns. So it's always the problem of the West that was thrown into Palestine and into the Palestinian people. And when those who were abused climbed the social hierarchy and became the abusers, they've liked it and they've been enjoying it for years. So they like the privilege of taking the land of someone else. They've liked the privilege of taking someone else's home and living in it without having to pay any sort of money. And they've been enjoying this privilege of legally stealing something. Like you aren't facing any sort of consequences for the atrocities you're doing. Like you can steal, you can kill, you can do anything and not face any consequences because your people were holocausted. So you're now playing the same role of the abuser. But I started this video because I wanted to speak about the US specifically. Now, the US have been trying to show you that it is playing the role of the world peace leader, but it is not. Lately, they have been sending ships, military ships, towards Venezuela. And you know why? Because Venezuela is refusing to trade with US dollar. Because Venezuela wants to keep its own sovereignty. And now the US is sending ships to Venezuela to risk another war very similar to the Vietnam War. But I'm not here to compare wars because wars do not do any good to people and to the planet. It's just showing off power, showing off weapons and making companies gain. And companies do not care about people. And the reason why I'm saying that, look at the companies that are investing in illegal settlements. Look at the companies that are investing in the Israel thing. That's the Palestinian land that was taken in 1948. Look at the companies who are working there because they were ready to do anything to profit. And this land was taken, so those companies basically took it for free. Look at the companies that are investing in illegal settlements in the West Bank right now, like Barclays and like the market chain Carrefour that is owned by the UAE and that is investing in occupation. Those corporations do not actually differ between legal money or illegal money. They keep taking money from whatever it is and they keep legalizing this money and making it like real money, earned money. About Venezuela, that the US is threatening to make another war with it because they want to keep full control on it. Venezuela has been facing sanctions from the US for years. The US has been gaslighting and blackmailing every country that does not trade in US dollar. And what they do is that they force sanctions on countries like that who revolute and who does not want to be slaves to the American control culture and colonizer culture. They've been sanctioned. And what they do is they keep blackmailing other countries, forcing them to not trade with Venezuela. And if they do, they'll face the same sanctions. This is what the US is doing. Do you think this has anything to do with world peace? Do you think sanctioning a country would do you good and would do the world good and make peace for the world? No, because who is ready to invest in the oil of Venezuela? It's oil companies. And the military is actually working in the favor of these oil companies who want to take oil from Venezuela. Do you think the American people are profiting from it? I don't think so. And if you do you really enjoy stealing something from someone else and enjoying it? Because I know that Israelis do. I don't know about American people, but maybe you do because you have slightly Same past. The other thing that just happened in a blink of an eye was when the US threatened to have a war with Panama and threatened with military intervention, because they always threaten with military when they want to control another country. Not because they care about democracy or anything. They don't give a damn about people. They only care about money and profits. They threatened with a war with Panama because they wanted to control the Panama Canal. And how all of these threats ended when BlackRock bought the Panama Canal. It's now controlled, as Trump says, it's controlled by an American investor. So imagine the billions that would be coming from a canal that was owned by a country and taken to a foreign investor. Imagine the money that would flow from this canal. I don't think the US is leading any peace movement in this world. It's leading colonizer culture, and it's leading stealing, legalizing stealing. That's what the US is doing. And I think their empire is falling because people are waking up to the fact that they don't want to be controlled anymore, and they want to also live in dignity and have their own resources and enjoy it.